Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Today we're doing a pre-recorded video for Saturday Sip. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to do some alternatives to the paper pumpkin. I hope you like them. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're going to get started with this alternative paper pumpkin kit. This is the one that you've just received this month in this really pretty little box. This is going to make a fun gift box, right? Because you can just cover this piece and make it a fun holiday gift box. You might need to do the sides, but that's okay. All right, so when it comes, of course, you get your instructions as normal, enough to make 8 cards, 4 of 2 different designs. You get these beautiful envelopes. Look how cute they are when they're closed. Isn't that cute? And of course, you could decorate the front of them. It comes with dimensionals and glue dots, a small Stampin' Spot in real red, a fun stamp set, which of course you can see I have some of them already out because we're going to be using them today, but it's a really cute stamp set. And then you're going to get these pieces, these die cut pieces that there's 3 different styles, and you get 4 of each. You get labels, you get trees, you get a bunch of these really pretty glitter pieces that die cut. Here's the other die cut pieces, and then 2 different card bases. Here we go, for you to make your cards. And when they are done, they look like this. Can you see the glitter? Because I forgot to mention, hold on. It also comes with this awesome glitter glue, which I'm hoping you guys can see that, sparkly. It's hard to tell if you can see it on the video or not, but it gives you the opportunity to sparkle the rooftops of all the houses. I'm trying to get it to grab it. Not sure if you can see it, but anyway, just on their own, these are really pretty holiday cards for you to send to your family and friends. So let's do some alternatives. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So we're going to this time use this die cut piece, a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and then I put a piece of Night of Navy that's 4 by 5 1/4 through the 3D embossing folder called Snowflake Sky from the holiday catalog. Not sure how well you can see it, but we are going to have some fun with that. I am going to take the Craft White ink pad. I don't know how many of you guys know that we have even a Craft White ink pad, but we do. And obviously we've had it for a while because you can see mine is the old style and well loved. And that and a sponge dauber. Now what I'm going to do, let me see if I can zoom a little bit for you guys so you can see it a little better, is I am going to dab my sponge dauber into the white ink, and I'm going to do this gently. Now it is causing more background. You can be a little lighter, you can tap, and you're going to get a different look, but I'm okay because I think this kind of looks like a wintry snow because of the way I'm swirling it down like so. It almost makes it look like it's more of a blizzardy look. Okay, if you don't want a blizzardy look, then you know, just do it a little bit like dabby. Like, let me find a single snowflake. It's kind of hard to see, but there's individual snowflakes like that. Here's one. So if I just was careful, I could just get a snowflake. All right, so I didn't do it all because I know it's going to be covered. So actually, I forgot, this piece is actually the full size, I believe. It might be 5 by, let's see, where are the inches? Here's Yeah, it's 5.5 by 4.25 to fit completely on my card front. So now what I'm going to do is fold my basic white in half, and of course use my bone folder to score it really good. And I'm just going to adhere this right to the front of this card. Super simple, right? You guys have seen this before. I have quite a few alternatives for you guys today, so I hope you will hang around for all of them. And I am going to tap this so that it's even with the fold in case my cutting wasn't perfect. Okay, because see, I do have a little bit of a white edge, and that's okay because I'm going to be putting this piece down with some Stampin' Dimensionals. But before I do that, I want to stamp a sentiment on there. And you know that this set comes with Real Red. And of course, you know, I always grab my regular pad to do that. And I am going to take Merry Christmas. I have 2 sentiments on this stamp, so don't let it confuse you. Oh, I forgot to zoom down. I am so sorry, you guys. There we go. That's a little better. Oops, let's not do it upside down. And I'm just going to stamp the Merry Christmas right onto this piece. There you go. It's a little crooked. Hey, if you get a card from me, it's going to probably be a little crooked on occasion, right? And then I'm just going to put some dimensionals. You get quite a few dimensionals with this kit, by the way, which is nice because everything is on dimensionals for the designs from Stampin' Up. So this is the fun part where you get to watch me do the mundane things. And I think I'll put one more down here. Okay. And then we're just going to pick those off. Forgot to grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'll grab it for the next card, I promise. Okay, I think I got them all. Now this time I'm going to hold it so that it's at the opening. Well, that's like terrible, right? Very badly done, Carrie. All right. It's probably because I was standing. Knelt down a little bit now so I can see what I am doing a little bit better. So there we go. That is basically the finished card, but we've got this awesome glitter glue. You guys, I stepped on this and I broke my cap. So I'm going to have to make sure I use it all, right? Or put it in something. So if you break your cap. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze. Can y'all see that? Let me zoom again so you guys can see that what I'm doing is squeezing the bottle and just going along the rooftop all around the edges to get the glitter. And then you definitely want to set it aside to dry. So let me finish doing that and I will be right back to show you the finished card before we move on. Okay, so there you have it. You hopefully can see where I've added all of the glitter glue. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Okay, so for my next card, I will be using this card base, but the actual card is actually going to be on Real Red cardstock. So the first thing I did was, this is an old die that we had, and we no longer sell it, but I've always really liked it. So I have this on here, and I used a silver pencil. Let me show you where you can see. It's a silver pencil, and I outlined the outside of it. And yes, I see that it's torn. I know. But now I'm going to cut that out. I'm not going to make you guys watch me cut it, but I'm going to cut it out just inside that silver line so that I have a backing. And don't worry, I have a nice one of these. Then I'm going to lay it on here. I want to make sure I get that moon and I don't go over. It's kind of a bummer that I tore it because it does make me have to think. And you know how much I like to do that, right? So then I've got the outline that I want for this little scene here. And I'm going to use a regular pencil this time. And I'm going to just go on the inside of this design. Now I am pressing it hard enough for me to be able to see. I'm going to cut inside this pencil line so that when I cut it, I'll cut on this side of the line like this. I'm not going to make you watch me cut that either, but hopefully you guys can see. So I'm going to start and I'm going to go inside that line so that when I cut, I am cutting off the pencil mark. Now, if you can do a light pencil mark and then erase it, that's good for you, but I'm older and I wanted to be able to see my pencil mark. So I'm going to cut these pieces out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my 2 pieces cut out. You can see I wasn't as particular with this one because it's actually going to be matted and covered up basically. So this is going to end up going in the center. And then my other piece, if you guys have this die or a similar one, you guys will get, you can do this, or any kind of ovals will work. But see how it, see, I didn't cut it very, very well, but you know, it's me. But anyway, that's how it's going to look, and it's going to go on the front of the card. But I want my sentiment on the front, and I am going to be using a sentiment from Night Divine. That is a stamp set that is in the current holiday mini. Here it is. And I am going to emboss it. So I've grabbed my embossing buddy. And you guys know how I feel. Be generous with your embossing buddy. Get powder on there. And then I'm going to take my Versamark. And I'm using the Stars Are Brightly Shining as my sentiment from that stamp set. Oops. Let's do it right side up. And that is basically the center. Now I'm going to take it over to my embossing area and I'm going to emboss this in basic white, but I'm not going to make you listen to that. Okay, so there we go. Nice and embossed. So now I'm just going to put my little pieces together, and I'm going to start with putting this piece on. Now it's got a lot of little holes in it, so I'm going to be careful. It has temporary adhesive on it too. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I did put some temporary adhesive on it when I was cutting and stuff before when I was practicing with it. So that is, you don't have to get it absolutely everywhere. I'm just basically trying to get it where I know it's going to stick. And it might ooze a little bit. That is highly possible. So now I'm just going to set it on here. And there may be some places where I need to snip and trim. Ooh, that oozed more than I expected. And there are, see, right around here. I did not quite cut as well, but see, now it's easy because I can just slide my snips under the layer. Easier said than done, because apparently I can't right now. There we go. I just don't want to go past those little holes because I don't want it to show through. So I'm just trimming off. Can you see how my scissors are going underneath the white part? And just trimming that away. And hopefully that does it. Nope, not perfect. Even though I know you guys know how I feel about perfection, you got to give it an old college try, right? And yes, I can see that there's some glue right at my thumbnail there. But you know what? It's going to dry clear. So I'm not going to panic about it. There we go. And if you want to add some baby powder to that to keep it from being sticky, because sometimes liquid glue takes a minute, right, to dry, then I'm just going to put this on in the center-ish. Now, if I had been a perfect cutter, it would look really fabulous, but y'all know me. I am what I am, an imperfect stamper. And now this will go up on dimensionals. And if you wanted to use the glitter glue on this, you certainly could. You could add some basic rhinestones, which I think actually might be a fun idea. I think I might grab those for you and pop some on. Now, can you see how it sticks out over the card? I know that that's going to make it harder to mail it. I know that, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. It'll just be kind of a fun little thing. Could I have done it sideways? Well, yeah, but then this is the sentiment I wanted, so no. Anyway, so there's that finished card. So let's do the next one now, okay? Okay, so for my next card, it's actually going to be really another super simple card. I'm going to take this base piece and I'm going to add some of our awesome seal right here. If I can get it in the right rolly spot. You know how these rollers are, right? And I'm going to put some on there. There it goes. Now it's rolling. And I'm going to use this. Look at this gorgeous ribbon. This is also from the Holiday Mini. It is called Sheer Ribbon. And it's got a silver edge. So it says it's silver and white. And it's $9 for the roll. And I just thought this kind of almost reminded me of like the street, where the snow was maybe building up on the street. Now, I've got that one in place. So I'm going to take, because I know I'm putting a bow on it, and I'm going to put just a tiny bit right there. Whoops. So that my ribbon will stay in place. Fold that back. And we're going to put this up on dimensionals. And of course, you can add more of the awesome stickly like glue, the sparkly glue, glitter glue, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to, I will when I show them at the end, but for right now, because I don't want this video to be 5 hours long, I'm going to just kind of fake it for you. Okay, so now this is going to go up on dimensionals just like the other one that I did this with. Now I have to tell you guys, when I looked at this, I thought these cards were really cute as they came from Stampin' Up. But you know, I had to do something different. Not everybody though wants to do different. You've got to, you know, those of us who are avid scrapbookers and card makers, we like going over the top. But you may have friends and family who don't. So these kind of kits, the paper pumpkin and the kits that we have online, those make great holiday gifts. So I tied my bow, and as you guys know from videos, and if you've ever ordered any of my kits, I pre-tape them for you, and I have the tape a little bit longer on one end so that you can pull it off. And then I'm just going to add this bow. It looks like it moved a little bit, but that's okay. And it's a very simple front of the card, right? So on the inside, I've taken another sentiment. This one is from the Paper Pumpkin stamp set, and I'm going to use Mossy Meadow this time to ink it up and just stamp the inside. Just super, oh, I did that terrible. I'll have to use my Stamparatus to try to fix that. Okay, you guys, that is that for that card, this one card. Super simple, right? Easy peasy. Okay, for this next card, I am going to be using similar but not the same ribbon, also from the Holiday Mini. You see it's similar, but it's not sheer. This one is called Iridescent Ribbon, and I'm going to be doing almost the same thing that I did before. I am going to wrap this around, but I have a little bit of a surprise for how I'm going to add some fun to it. So I'm again going to put this right there. I'm not adding a bow this time, but I do want it to stay in place again, right? So I'm going to put a little bit of the Stampin' Seal there to hold that in place, and then fold that over. Now this is going to go on with dimensionals when I put it on, but first I am going to stamp a sentiment. This is one of the labels from the stamp set, and I am going to use the Real Red, but I am using again from Night Divine Joy and Peace, which I found fit on here pretty well. And I'm using the Real Red ink, which you would have in your paper pumpkin kit. There we go. Easy peasy, right? And that is going to go over the ribbon. But let me show you what I'm going to do. This actually came from the piece, which I don't see where it is, but where all of the little, these things, where these things all popped out, was this. And I thought, I don't want to waste that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little seal on it. Not sure how far it needs to go. Now this end piece might be sticking out a little long, so it's going to get covered, but now I'm going to make sure that that little poppy uppy part is up there because it's going to get covered by the label. But then I want to put this right down the center of this ribbon just to add a little bit more fun to it. Now you have a choice. You can fold it under, okay, which works perfectly fine, or you can snip them off. For my purposes today, I'm going to go ahead and fold it under. And then again with the dimensionals, I had to stand up for a second to see if I was taping. You know, I know that for my own sanity, I need to pre-record stuff so that I can go and do things with my family, but I really like doing lives, and every time I do a recording like this one, it seems like I'm more like, I don't know, confused, obviously, because I can't even find the words, but yeah, I don't know why. Not that I don't make ample mistakes on my lives. I certainly do. You all know that. But it's just, it's weird because I'm not seeing your comments live, and yeah, and I prefer to be live, but I can't be live all the time for the sake of my like rest of my life, right? Okay, got them all. Let me fold this before I put this on. And again, I am going to add the glitter on the roof for this one, and I'm moving it all the way down here. So it's going to make it a little different from the original card that had the houses up higher. Gives it a little bit more space. And then I'm going to take the Joy and Peace, and I'm going to put that on dimensionals as well. And I'm going to do 3 because it's got to stick to ribbon and glitter, and I want it to stay, because sometimes those can be a little bit persnickety. And I will paint these up and show you those at the end, but there is another one. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go again. This time I'm going to be using a sentiment and a snowflakes from the Sparkling Snowflakes, also in the Holiday Mini. This one is bundled with a really cool tag punch, so you may want to check that one out. Again, I'm using some more ribbon, and I'm happy to tell you at the time of this recording, this ribbon is back in stock. This is the unbelievably beautiful, and I know that honestly, until you get it at home, you just don't know how incredibly, I can't get it to catch the light, but it is just full of sparkle. It is so beautiful. I'm going to be using that, some balmy blue ink, watercolor pencils, a blender pen or a water pen, whichever. And I'm also using the house design from the stamp set. And we're going to use Night of Navy. There it is. Also. So some of this I pre-did because this video is getting a little bit long. So we're going to start with the little house. And I'm going to stamp that on there. Now, normally when you're coloring, I would tell you not to use a color ink because it's going to want to run. But if you let this one dry for a little bit, then you can take your pencils and your blending brush and you can color it and then cut it out. So I used Real Red, Night of Navy, and Garden Green. These are all from the Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencils. There's 2 different sets, so you'll be able to find those and they'll match. But then I cut it out so you can see how cute and adorable the little house is. But I didn't want to make you guys watch that. So now I am going to take some balmy blue ink and I'm going to stamp the snowflake right down here. And then with the Night of Navy, I am going to stamp over top of that snowflake, Let It Snow. So now I have those, and I am going to punch that out. You can use a punch, you can use one of our stitched dies, which I was thinking about doing, but so many of us have punches. We don't sell this one anymore, but it's 1 3/8. And I'm willing to bet that you have something similar. So I'm just going to take it in there, center it up, and pop that out. Okay? So you're welcome for not making you watch me color the little house. I know after a while it's like, okay, video's getting long. And I know it's already at like 28 minutes. So now I'm going to take this ribbon, and I want this ribbon to stay stuck. And it doesn't fray too badly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tear and tape. Whoops! Do you see that stuff flying everywhere? And I am going to put it on the back of this ribbon about the length of the card, a little bit over. Am I in camera? I am not. Move up. There we go. And I am going to put this on here. And then the trick is you really want to rub it in. Now, usually on ribbon, I like to make sure I have an end to make it lift easier. I did not do that this time. So I'm going to show you that if you just take a pointy piece, the top of your snips, or better, take your pick tool, you can slowly get this off. Yeah. It is definitely giving me a hard time. There we go. Now I've got it. Now I'm going to attempt, note what I said, I'm going to attempt to set this on fairly straight right there. And then I'm going to take my other scissors that are a little bit more for when I'm messy, and I'm going to just cut this off. Now you're going to want to clean your snips after this because this is some serious stickiness. I'm trying not to have any fuzzies hanging, but if I do. But this ribbon, if you do it like that, it should not fray all over the place. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to take my little house that I've pre-colored, and I am going to put it up on dimensionals. I think I'm going to use some dimensional halves on this. You guys do this. I'm sure you guys do because I talk about it all the time. I do cut these leftover pieces off. Okay, so that I have 4 points of contact on this. You don't really need it probably, but I hate when I get something in the mail and it's sort of flattened out. Okay, my house is going to go right there. So it's a cute little cottage in the woods. And then I want to put this on, but I'm kind of debating because I don't know if, see, this was my original plan, was to put this on there and then set that on there. So let me look at it for a minute because, yeah, I think I'm just going to go with the simple and put some dimensionals on my sentiment at the top and the bottom. And I think that'll be sufficient for this card. Again, do you want to add some of the glitter glue? Probably. And again, I will see about adding that before I show you all the designs at the end. So there you go. Isn't that cute? It's just an adorable, fun, simple little card. Okay, one more. Okay, so these are the 5 cards that I've done for you on the video. I do have a card I want to show you, but I'm going to pick them up again. This was the first one. Hopefully you can see the glitter I've added to the houses. This is the last one. If you can see it, I added glitter all over the roof of this one, and I put some glitter in different parts in the background. Here again, little spots on the roof. And this one, I just did the outlines. This one here has no glitter. And yes, I can see this is terribly crooked, so I need to fix that really quick. Okay, so I was looking at what else can I do. And sometimes I think we forget that there's some pretty cool sentiments in the paper pumpkins. So I want you to see the dies that I used. This is called Something Fancy. It's in the annual catalog. This one, I think it gets overlooked. It came out in the fall of 21, and it is called the Christmas Pine Cone Dies. And it's 2 pages of dies. And I want to show you what I did. So I used a sentiment, but look at how cool these dies come out. Now, when you do the skinny die, if you're going to put it over like that, definitely put some of our adhesive paper on the back of it. It'll make it much easier to do. And then the 2 pine cones and just some of our glittered dots are on there. So those are my alternatives for this month's paper pumpkin. I hope that you liked them all and will consider finding out more about paper pumpkin, or just give it a try. You can order it in 3, 6, 9, and 12 months, I believe. Or you can just subscribe, which is what I do, and just get your fun surprise every month. Okay, you guys, have a blessed and wonderful Saturday. Again, my name is Carrie Beglow. I am your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. This is a pre-recorded video. If you would like to shop, my Stampin' Up! Website is MemoryINKers.com. My email is MemoryINKers@gmail.com. And the October 2023 hostess code is F as in Frank 2, Z as in Zebra, Y as in Yellow 3, Q as in Queen, A as in Adam, V as in Victor. Have a great day. See you soon.